What's up, tennis peeps? Coach Jeff here. I recently did a distance analysis for a subscriber, and I wanted to show you. What I'd like you to do is tell me what you think he needs to do better on this forehand. Go ahead and comment down below, pause the video for a second, and see how you think he needs to improve it. And then I'll do my analysis and show you some ideas of how I think he can improve his forehand. And also I'm going to give you a few drills that I think will help him out in this respect. So go ahead and do that. Now, I think a lot of times what we end up doing is we end up identifying secondary and tertiary flaws. So we could say, I think his arm looks tight. He's not really extending out to the target. He's not using his body enough to set up and coil and uncoil into the ball. But to me, those would all be secondary and tertiary problems. The primary flaw to me is something I know you guys are probably tired of me harping on by now, but the idea that friction makes the ball go up, not the angle of the racket face. And this is a guy that also watches my video. He likes my content. He watches it, and to me, even he still doesn't have this exact concept down to the level that I would like him have. So basically, what I see is still see a subtle scoop at contact. Now, this isn't a very advanced form of it. In other words, he knows the parts of the swing. He knows the general idea, but he knows he wants to let his racket drop low and close, which it does. But what he does is he also lets the ball drop low. And this is really just an excuse for the brain to still be able to turn under the ball to elevate the path the ball takes. So even someone who watches my videos, who played a lot of tennis, can still have this problem of scooping and turning the racket under. It's very subtle, and we don't capture it on every shot here, but you can definitely see that racket turn under as he hits. And I tell people this all the time. And I joke with people that have this issue, but I say, you like to let the ball drop low. You want the ball to drop low. And I mean it. They kind of do, because they want to do the parts of the swing right, but their brain wants to come under that ball. And it really starts early in the development of the player. Just maybe, an Einstein quote, things should be made as simple as possible, but no simpler. Sometimes it's just oversimplified a little too much. And even though you're low and closed does not necessarily mean you're gonna have the racket face in the right position at contact. You can still come under a ball if you want to. But it's such a subtle thing to fix, and which makes it hard to fix. But don't neglect it. Don't think, well, it's not that severe. He's just barely scooping it. Remember, the differences in the racket face and swing path have the most minute differences have such a huge impact in the outcome of the ball, and thus your ball striking ability, that we can't neglect it. But granted, it's hard to fix. And that's why I'm going to give you a few drills, and I'm going to send this video to him and continue to help him improve this. And the other thing is about this is he does do it right sometimes. I kind of cherry-picked some shots that I saw the problem exposed on. But I think being self-aware and know, okay, this is why this one felt bad, this is why this one felt good, is really important. But it's subtle. But look at the swing path, hitting the ball before the swing starts its way up with a slightly open racket face is a huge difference, and will produce a very different outcome from just hitting the ball while the racket's on its way up with a more near vertical racket face. And this is important that we know that this is what we want, at least. And then if this is what happens, maybe through a subtle misunderstanding or not really developing it properly early, then that's what we have to do. But so let me go ahead and show you the three drills and ideas, ways you can improve your ball striking in your topspin here. Starting with exaggeration. A lot of times what will happen is I'll go out and I'll tell people that have this issue, I'll say, go out, try to hit a really aggressive topspin lob for me. And they'll go out and they'll try to really arc big topspin lobs. And what ends up happening is they end up just hitting a ball that's, not that high over the net. It's like 5 feet over the net. It's still high over the net, and they kind of slumped their shoulders like they didn't do what I wanted to do. But I have to point out to them, they actually just hit a beautiful topspin forehand. And they're like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, but it was by exaggerating it, trying to exaggerate it, that they ended up just hitting a really nice forehand. So exaggerating is one key way to try to improve this. So that's a drill you can do. Go just try to hit a topspin lob, and if you don't get the topspin lob, you'll still get something nice. This is a drill I like to do with people a lot, just that kind of doing that buggy whip forehand. See if you can finish with your racket up behind your head. People that have this problem, usually this doesn't happen to them a lot in matches, where Nadal's known for doing it a lot, but actually every pro does it, and high-level player does it often. Usually almost every point. You'll see players' rackets fly up over their head. And the reason is, if you understand a vertical swing and leading in with a closed racket face, that's going to happen. And so what happens is, if you don't lead in with the right racket face and you did this, it would fly over the fence. And that might happen a couple times, but what I find is that when players try to do this, the brain kind of subconsciously fixes that racket face into entry, and it usually helps them get that closed racket face. And they'll end up hitting, sometimes they just want to only hit their forehand like this, and I have to remind them that that's not exactly the case. You don't really want to finish like this unless you have to, which you will a lot in high-level tennis. And then the last idea is hitting over an immediate barrier. Let me just get close to that drill here. Hitting over an immediate barrier. So you want the ball to be below the level of the barrier right in front of you. You can use a basket, or you can use a net here, like just be really close. But the key with this is you want to be able to still try to hit it hard, because you can scoop that racket face if you're not hitting it hard. But if you really try to hit it forcefully, it should be able to drop in with pace over the immediate barrier. And that'll kind of definitely force the spin. So anyways, those 3 drills are what I recommend to hit cleaner top. If you just go out and try them and see what happens, and I hope it helps you hit the ball better. Certainly let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or if you want your own distance analysis done. Contact me. All the info's in the description below. And I hope you guys go out and play lots of tennis, and I'll see you next time. Coach Jeff out.